We wheel them and we turn them and we rock them and we sound them and we tempo them and laughs the rhythm sweet.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Riddim Suite. I'm your host Phylecia Renae, and today we are at Caribbean Rocks NYC Tempo's 10th anniversary. Welcome back guys, we're standing here with Frederick Morton Jr., who is the founder of Tempo. Welcome Frederick.
Oh, thank you. I feel welcome.
Oh my goodness. So tell us, why did you want to find Tempo? Why was it so important?
You know, I just feel like the Caribbean is a sleeping giant in the world, you know, and it's time that we sort of take our rightful place. We've contributed so much to world popular culture in all kinds of different ways, from, you know, politics to entertainment to social activism to all kinds of ways. And I don't think folks have really realized how much we have contributed. And so the platform is to educate us on our strength, believing that once we have that education, it will empower us to do so much more and take our rightful place. That's why the network is not just a television station or a social media platform. It is more a movement of a people from one place to a better place.
Now, this is a huge movement. How do you expect to get this accomplished?
Wow, well, it's true. I'm not gonna even sugarcoat it. Correct.
Right.
It is really truly a big challenge, but I've committed my life to it, and I've learned a lot in the last decade, and I believe in the next decade to come. From that learning, I'll be able to accelerate the process a little bit more. So I try to wake us Caribbean people. You know, we are a sleeping giant, and I think I have one eye open so far of the giant, and I'll try to shake up the next eye, and then we'll get up, and you know, eventually, slowly but surely, you know. We come to US and to European countries and all over the world, and we make significant contributions. And in the Caribbean, you know, our destinations are beautiful, our talent and our way of life is so attractive. They call the Caribbean the third world, yet 40 million people come to it. I believe that's one of the traps that we fall in, you know. It's like somebody's calling you third world, yet 40 million people visit you every year. Well, who wants to do that, right? Who wants to visit the third world? And that mentality now has trapped us. And so Tempo is to open our eyes and realize that 40 million people come to us for a special reason, because we are special people. It is second to none in beauty. Our people are second to none in beauty, and not just beautiful on the outside, but beautiful in the inside. You know, we've had a lot of influences over the years from different places that are sort of trying to corrupt our minds and corrupt our souls and corrupt our being. But at our core, we are beautiful people that can make a contribution to making the world a better place. And I just want to put a spotlight on that through our entertainment, through our food, through our culture, through our talent, our entertainers, through all that we are, and of course through our tourism product. And that's a long answer, but it, you know, and it's a big challenge, yes, but I go do it.
You're gonna do it.
Yes.
Now, you left a steady, corporate, good paying job. Why did you do that?
Well, you know, my dad told me that when Moses was called to get his people out of where they wanted to be, which was ultimately, you know the story, he had no choice, and he was the prince of Egypt, and living good, you know what I mean? Second only to Pharaoh, right? You know, and I wasn't that, you know. I was a big chat lawyer and things like that, but I certainly wasn't the prince of Egypt, you know. But yet and still, yeah, it's a calling, you know. And I remember all coming up, I was always a student of culture, no matter what it was. My parents made me study my books, and so education was big in my family. But the culture could not leave me because it was placed in me by the Almighty. So I was always into our music, into our food, into regionality, rather than, you know, I'm from this place or from that place. I'm from the Caribbean, you know what I mean? So, growing up with that mentality, jumping off of this high corporate job just seemed to be so natural, you know? I can't say that over the years I haven't had moments where I went like, why am I doing this again? Right?
Why did I do that?
Yeah. Why? You know? I had those moments, and I lean on people like my parents to take me out of those moments. But when I do do get into them, I just really start thinking about the reasons that I did it. And those came as natural as the sun rising in the Caribbean. I just had to do it, you know?
Right.
Yeah, and so tempo, it's just been blessed. It's like God parts the Red Sea for tempo at every moment. When the challenge seems like extraordinary, when even my own people are saying tempo done, tempo in this, tempo that, is God just parts that Red Sea and say, let me tell you something, tempo forever.
Tempo forever.
That's what we
Tempo
say.
we
Yeah, tempo, we say, exactly.
So
exactly.
how would you say that your Caribbean roots have influenced tempo?
Yeah, well, that's everything, you know. It's where your root is planted. People without history is like a tree without roots. That's the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey. I believe in a lot of the principles that he espoused, including self-determination. My roots as a Caribbean boy, you know, coming up in St. Croix and the Virgin Islands, and then my parents are from another island, Nevis.
Nevis, right.
The Caribbean is a mosaic of different people, but we are the same generally. You might call it festival, and I might call it Johnny Cake, or I might call it big,
Right,
or
right.
you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, some flour and something, and you might call it a little bit more sugar.
Beautiful. Now, what advice would you give people wanting to go in your footsteps?
Wow, well, I mean, listen, gotta have some talent, right? But talent ain't enough. It really isn't enough. The rest of it is really sheer determination and passion and just like, you know, I'm just never gonna quit. That's really the rest 90%. But that's the difficult part.
Right. So if you got a chance to redo it, do it over, what would you do differently?
I think that in the early part, I took some things for granted. You always have to reflect on those things, you know, and that's why I feel like being at this 10th year anniversary, I'm ready. I'm ready.
You've done it all. You've learned the lesson.
Listen, I have made my mistakes.
Why do you love this?
Why do I love it? The only way I can answer that question is to say that what God puts in you, you gotta study it. And when you figure it out, you have no choice, right? I remember loving TV as a kid. And I remember sitting there watching and going, how do people make money? I don't understand. And I remember also as a kid, my father saying, lock off that TV. Go study. Find a book.
Hope you know your book like you know the
Black
TV.
Them people already making money by it. It's a mixture of the two. So you have an innate love for the thing that God wants you to do. And then you have great parents that guide you. And then you realize that you are steady in your calling.
I always see the Caribbean as one place. You know, wherever I go in the Caribbean, I feel at home. I see ourselves as one people. You know, we should defend each other wherever we are in the world. You know, and tempo is such a vital part of this whole thing as well. You know.
Well, I think it's good that the whole Caribbean can link up, because I've seen like over the years they've been dividing us as small Caribbean and big Caribbean. So I'm glad that tempo has reached 10 years so we could just keep it together and keep pushing everybody as one instead of dividing us.
The more recognition that our talent, our expertise, our people receive, the more that we become a part of the greater community with understanding, with inclusion, with diversity. That is the United States of America.
Mr. Morton is a pan-Caribbean man. It's about bringing the region together. You know, Phylecia, here in New York, when people see you, they don't know that you're Jamaican or Trinidad. They hear an accent, they know you're Caribbean.
Right.
If we can embrace that and really understand how powerful that is, I think we'll get it. And I think tonight is an example of that. You see how everybody kind of just feeling the vibe? It's not a Yardy vibe. It's not a Turks and Caicos vibe. It's not a Bahamian. It's a Caribbean vibe. And that's what Mr. Morton is about. That's what tempo, that's what he said he wanted to do.
This is 8 years of hard work, 8 years of loyalty, 8 years of passionate to Tempo Networks. And I thank you, Mr. Morton, my chairman, and whole Tempo family for recognizing me, my hard work.
And so I am just honored that I'm being recognized for some of the work that I've done, but I didn't do it alone. I did it because the community believed.
This is your boy Frederick Morton, known as Mr. Tempo, and I'm inside and you're inside the Riddim Suite.
We'll be right back.